No one expected Taylor Swift's name to end up inside a courtroom filing, and yet that's exactly what just happened. Not through a leaked DM, not through a tabloid rumor, but through official legal documents tied to one of Hollywood's most uncomfortable legal battles. And the alleged message at the center of it all? A text where Taylor reportedly referred to Justin Baldoni as a bitch and mocked him with a tiny violin. But before anyone jumps to conclusions, there's a lot more beneath the surface, and the timing of these messages might be the most important part of this entire story. Because this wasn't just gossip, this was paperwork, filed in court, and now impossible to ignore. But how did one of the most private pop stars in the world get pulled into this mess in the first place? That's where things get complicated. The legal war between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni had already been brewing quietly for months. At first, it stayed mostly behind closed doors, lawyers exchanging documents, statements being drafted, and both sides preparing for a potential trial. Then, everything exploded. As the case moved closer to a May court date, Baldoni's legal team filed a motion for summary judgment, and in response, Lively's lawyers submitted a letter to Judge Louis J. Lyman that included something no one saw coming: quoted text messages, messages allegedly exchanged between Blake Lively and Taylor Swift. And while Taylor is not a defendant, witness, or official party in the case, her name suddenly became unavoidable. Because when private conversations appear in court filings, they stop being private and start shaping public narratives. And what those messages allegedly showed immediately caught attention. According to the filing, one message from early December 2024 stood out above the rest. In it, Taylor Swift allegedly wrote that she believed Baldoni knew something was coming and had gotten out his tiny violin, referring to him as a bitch. Now, it's important to be clear here. Lively's legal team does not deny. In the same message, Lively allegedly said she recapped the entire encounter to her husband, Ryan Reynolds. Then things took a strange turn. She referenced Taylor making SH up about her, mentioned lenses, and referred to herself as Taylor's doll before calling Baldoni a clown who was falling for it but also resisting it. To some readers, it sounded playful and exaggerated. To others, it sounded calculated and unsettling. And in a legal setting, tone doesn't always translate the way it does in personal conversations. Which is why Baldoni's team focused heavily on another phrase that would later resurface: the word dragons. In a separate set of alleged texts, previously included in Baldoni's countersuit, Blake Lively reportedly referred to Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift as her dragons, a clear Game of Thrones reference. "I happen to have a few dragons," the message allegedly read, "for better or worse, because my dragons also protect those I fight for." Supporters say it was a joke, a dramatic metaphor between friends. Critics say it sounded like a warning, and Baldoni's legal team didn't hesitate to frame it that way, suggesting it reflected an imbalance of power and implied intimidation. That interpretation quickly spread online, fueling debates across social media. Was Blake joking? Was she venting? Or was she subtly reminding Baldoni who had her back? Again, no facts were proven in that moment, only interpretations. But interpretations can be just as powerful as evidence when the public gets involved. And Taylor Swift, whether she wanted to or not, was now part of the conversation. Which led to the next major escalation. In May 2025, Baldoni's legal team attempted to subpoena Taylor Swift. That move alone sent shockwaves through Hollywood, because subpoenaing one of the biggest stars on the planet is never subtle, and Taylor's team responded immediately. In a sharply worded statement, Swift's representative distanced her completely from "It ends with us." They emphasized that Taylor never visited the set